just go sideways onto my trucks. Fallen trees to climbing trees to tree trimming. So I'm just gonna bring you along and just show you what like a average day looks like for us and for a tree service. Back cut first. Maple on the ground. Look at that all set up. Wow. That one's coming down next. We're gonna send it out here. We're gonna process this first. All right, tree number 2. And I'm gonna fall it right out here into this space right here. Chip the limbs. We don't have to cut the wood up. I'll probably just clear the driveway and then this job will be done. We're doing high stumps because they're gonna pull these out with excavators. So I'm gonna cut it up here. It's actually a little punky in there. Surprisingly, a little soft on the inside.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
There he goes. I did hold that far corner. It pulled it a little more left than I had it aimed because of all this. Look at all that. As soon as I saw that this was punky, I decided I'm gonna keep a real thick hinge there. But you can see it's pretty nasty, and there's some guys moving around in there. And you know, my truck's right there, so what I didn't want it to do was go sideways onto my truck, so I just kept the corner real thick and then pulled it a little more left, but there's no problem here. I always keep a PV in the truck for stuff just like this. And there it is. A couple of high stumps, logs, move some other ones out of the way, and just kind of clean this up a little bit. There's the rest of the stick. And we're on to the next one. Okay, job number 2. I'm not gonna video much of this one because it's trimming, and some people say they want to see trimming, but when I get into it and you just watch us clipping limbs, it gets really boring and mundane or whatever, so I'll just show you the job. Not too far from our last location, but we're gonna zap off a couple of these limbs with the pole saw, and then back here on the side of the house, we're just gonna clear this line right here. Like, we're bringing it back like 3 feet all the way down, so I'm gonna lop a lot of it, and we'll pole saw a little bit of it, but this is very simple tree work, and I'll just show you what it looks like when we're done, and we'll go to the next job, which is climbing 2 trees. We're all set here. We are squared away, as the military guys like to say. Let me show you. Just pulled these up a little bit, pulled these up a little bit, and then here's the backyard area of the side yard. Quite a bit different there, in my opinion. And it's all cleaned up. 45 minutes for this one. 45 minutes and we're done. So let's go do some climbing. What are you seeing there, Jake?
I don't see your lanyard.
That's probably on the monkey beaver belt. Next portion of our day is this tree right here. Removal on it. This is a cedar. It's dying. It's dead. It's about to be dead. That's coming down. Probably is gonna strip off some limbs as I go up, and then we'll just pull a huge top out here into this space. And then the second tree that we got to deal with is over here. And as long as the wind doesn't kick up, there's some variable winds today because the weather's kind of rainy, but as long as it doesn't get too windy, we're just gonna fall this one right here. I got some space out here, you know, I can kind of stay with these parking spots here. I can fit that one right here between these 2 trees, and then we can chip it up. But first we're gonna go over here and do this and climb this tree. Rainy and windy. I'm glad I'm not up there trying to limb this out, because these limbs would be flying sideways. This should be pretty fast. This is a regular little tree compared to the big boys that we do. Still can wreck a fence, so, but it'll be fine. There you go, guys. Okay. Firewood. I'm gonna keep these two big ones on it when I fall this stick. The other half of this tree, it'll keep it kind of pulled that way. Hello. You're welcome. Once I clear this limb and this one to behind me here, we'll be able to top this thing. I'll be clear of getting smacked by branches as it comes over. These are kind of limb locked. Now they won't touch him. Throw me a rope. I'll rope this one down. If I want to go out to get it, I'll have to climb higher in this canopy. I don't want to do that. I'm gonna aim it towards the chipper, but it is kind of close. It's sitting back pretty far. Yeah, just throw me a rope. I'll just warp it down. When in doubt, rope it out. right to the chipper. And then the rest of this will just fall from the ground into the grass. I need a place to go with all these rounds. Probably should clean this up first before I cut these rounds up. Alright, so there's the wood from that tree. Quite a bit, actually. There's where it was. I got to stump grind this, so kind of cleaned it up, ready for stump grinding. Now we're going to go over to this other one. Right over here. Follow it. Here it is. I'm going to make this fit between these two trees right here. Gonna be right there at the tips. As soon as this gets on the ground, we just need to get rid of the top so we're not blocking the road. There was like that little gap and I was like, I'm just gonna send it. Right between the two trees. That wind's just kind of variable. It actually had a pretty hard gust right towards my truck. So I was like, man, imagine seeing that break off sideways right into the work truck. That would suck. So I just had to time it a little bit. And you can see here, we're right where we figured we'd be. So we'll clean this up real quick. I'll show you what it looks like and then that'll probably be it. And there's the wood from the other tree. About the same amount as down there. And we're gonna come back out in a couple days and grind the stump. No big deal. And we put it through right through here and you can see it's all cleaned up now. It's starting to rain again, so that's pretty much it. It's 2 o'clock. You know, started at 8. And after doing all that, those 3 jobs, and that's how much time it takes. The cleanup takes a long time. Putting the trees on the ground is fast, but just cleaning it up takes the longest time. Let's see how much chips in the back. Yeah, pretty full box. See you later, Jake.
Bye.